What about my favorite Garyvee moment ever? The shoot your family in the face.
Dude, honestly, like back to like the way media works.
So earnestly.
Because I believe in it. Unfortunately, this is where TikTok can really fuck you.
Yeah. Make sure you subscribe to the KFC Radio channel so you never miss a new episode, an interview, a video clip, whatever it may be. Click the bell button for notifications when we drop a new video. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. All right, Garyvee's in the building.
I like being in the building.
How you doing, dude?
I'm doing very well. How are you?
You getting tired yet or what? You gonna slow down ever?
No, when you get to slow down in perpetuity.
Oh fuck, man! I was just making conversation, and here we go, dude.
But I mean, the fact that one day we will all die, and then you're just sleeping forever, makes me kind of think like, fuck it, let me just squeeze this at bat.
But also doesn't it make you sometimes think like, fuck it, I'm not gonna do all this? Like a lot of this is a hassle and a headache.
You know what's funny? This is where all the Garyvee content comes from. That's how I felt in school. That's how I would feel if you told me to make my bed.
Right. Fuck making your bed, right?
The most inefficient thing of all time.
Ever.
Well, I go fucking back and forth with it.
No, because you get brainwashed by Big Ben, who's like, make your bed and you'll be successful.
Well,
like,
it is undeniably more comfortable.
That's true.
But you know how to fix that? Air conditioning. Yeah. Because if your bed's cold, even if it's messy,
that's true. It feels good. Yeah.
100%. So, no, but like honestly, on some real shit, I love being an entrepreneur. I love being an operator. I love doing my thing.
Yeah.
And if I go into any second of, because I'm a human being, of like, this blows, I don't try to like rah-rah myself. It's okay to have a bad day. Mm-hmm. It's okay to have like especially when it's raining.
Fuck rain.
Like, I don't know how those Seattle dudes do it. Like,
that is some depressing shit year round,
rain
man.
is like some weird shit.
Where's like home for you right now?
New York.
You stay here, right?
I always stay here. But like rain gets me. Like rain's like my kryptonite a little bit. Like if it's really rainy and like and I'm a little tired.
Fuck it, it's done.
Ooh, I'm like, I gotta really fight that first hour. Anyway, nonetheless.
I was also in college. The second it was like, and like, when I was in college, I was working out. I was like, well, I'm not going to class, but I was working out. And the second there was rain, it was like, dude, we're not going to go work out today.
It's over.
It's crazy.
Can't possibly go outside with water.
I can't even drink today. Like we're just,
That's insane.
It just becomes TV watching day.
Could you ever do like LA, West Coast, somewhere where it's nice all the time? Like if you hate the rain, go.
You know what's funny? At 46 now, I'd be lying if I didn't say the last 5 years that I've gone to Miami and LA. When I would wake up, like if I have to give a keynote or if I'm having a meeting, if I flew in the night before, when I wake up and like kind of open the hotel, and that sunshine hits my chest like a beam, I'd be lying if I didn't say, oh, this is how people get tricked.
I get it. Yeah.
To live here.
Right.
I definitely.
But also those places, I feel like don't match you. Like,
no.
They don't match your
Listen, I'm pretty funny.
I'm
high energy. I go hard on the field. But like when I'm off the field, like using a sports analogy, I love relaxing.
Yeah.
What I am is all in or all out.
Right.
My ideal vacation is 10 days on the beach.
Do nothing. Right.
Okay. Are you resort though on a beach? Obviously.
Yeah. I
can't do it. You gotta feel the culture.
Oh, shut the fuck up. Fuck you. I gotta feel the culture.
Bro, I don't want to go I don't want to go to the Caribbean to hang out with some dude from New Hampshire. Like, that's not fun. I want to fucking meet people who are from there.
You want to now meet people?
Yeah.
Fuck people.
No, not like I don't want to necessarily have like a one-on-one conversation. Like, tell me your story, man.
But I want to be around them.
I want to be around like I feel like I'm like, okay, I'm experiencing something here.
I actually do get that.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
I mean,
I do both. I like both. Don't get me crazy. I'm not trying to just like stay in an Airbnb in like the middle of nowhere, but I like to like every time I'm at a resort, if I'm sitting at a resort bar, I'm like, I fucking hate all of you.
Yeah, because like we just all move.
It's all you're all me, and I hate you all.
In that scenario, do you hate yourself?
Come on, Gary, we've met.
You should know by now.
What's to like?
Yeah, but you have all that self-esteem that is fake from Boston fandom that's been put inside of you. Shouldn't that at least comfort you? Man. That you've won so many championships.
How you feeling about the Jets?
You know this.
I did something.
You're an educated
I've never
fan.
done this year.
Oh, I can't.
I for the first time in my life took a step back.
Oh, I didn't. I decided to go the other way.
You went all in.
I could feel all the homies taking a step back because I get it.
Yeah.
Because even my body was like, it's time to take a step back. And I said, no step back, monster.
Yeah.
I'm going to double down.
Yeah, you always
so
do.
I'm like doubling. Like
But I think you made the right move, and maybe I'm just drinking the Kool-Aid again, but I feel like there's actually something brewing, and now I'm almost mad at myself for taking a step back this year.
There's something brewing.
But I felt
brother.
I felt great this
that
year,
I believe.
though. I was like, I was a different person.
100%.
Not having this like dread every
week. Do you
week.
know why I even understand why people get mad at each other over politics? Is sports.
Yes. Yeah. It's the same shit. It's
only,
just like rooting for a team.
I am so upset that the world has become so blue and red, and all I'm trying to do is be like, motherfuckers, it's purple. Every one of you are purple. Like, of course you believe in we need that because we're just going right.
Yeah.
And then in sports, I'm like, well, now I understand.
Yeah.
I'm like, exactly. Yeah. And I'm really, but that's
what's scary about politics is that it's becoming, maybe it always has been, but we're just realizing it. But it's becoming more like sports, which is the most irrational thing that we do.
100%.
Scream and yell at each other about fucking sports. It's
100%.
Yeah.
I mean, the level of hate I have for poor Mac Jones for no reason. He's just a nice guy.
He's like a great dude. He's like, I'm dying of fire, bro.
At least Brady was like fiery and like whatever. It was easier to like, this poor doof is just walking around smiling.
One of the nicest things that New England has ever done for the New York franchise is drafting Mac Jones. Because when those pictures of him as like a model came out, like that's perfect fodder. Him on the runway doing like the things, like that's. But Brady had that shit too. Brady
early on,
Brady had that where he was at Carnival with Giselle,
looking
and
goofy.
Like Brady going down
the Migos
slide.
photo. No, I think that I went all in, and as you know, this is the best. If you're smart, if you're like a good football fan, you understand things. This is the best a Jets fan could feel in a very long time. You don't know the full answer at quarterback.
Right.
You'd be lying if you did. Right. Though his last 5 games were totally different than the beginning of the season. But what you do know already, if you're a real football fan, is Elijah Moore can play football. Michael Carter can play football. Elijah Vera Tucker can play football.
Right.
Even like the Brandon Michael Carter, the 2 from Duke, can play foot. Like, and what really resonates for me is the Joe Saleh combo in drafting. Like I can't even tell you.
Joe had a big draft, and Joe, I feel like he needed it because the tide was about to turn, and that draft is
it's been huge for him. And they have top 5 money. They have 4 picks in the top 38.
And we've had that before, but I never trusted the people in place to spend that money.
I think Mike McCagnon is the worst GM in NFL history.
I don't know. Idzik was pretty bad too.
Brother, this is where Jet fans get confused by branding. The Idzik thing feels bigger.
Yeah, but McCagnon was way worse. Yeah.
Idzik walked into Mike T's, and I love Mike T, but he walked into a mess.
Yeah.
He had to clean it up.
Right.
He blew his draft pick, those 12 picks, he blew it, which fucked us. Mike had 5 years.
Right.
Mike passed on Patrick Mahomes when we needed a quarterback and took Jamal Adams.
Yeah.
like nobody talked. We didn't have a quarterback.
That was tough.
We had Josh McCown.
That was a tough one.
Like I don't understand what people.
Wait, Josh McCown was the quarterback of the Jets.
He was the income. He was.
With Patrick Mahomes on the board.
It was actually Ryan. It was Ryan Fitzpatrick. It was Fitz.
A couple young up and comers named Fitzpatrick and McCown.
It's just insane what the Jets did under Mike. He completely decimated the franchise.
Yeah.
You know, Sam Darnold's one of my favorite human beings, but if he doesn't go and turn it around quick here, the Jets traded multiple low round picks to get Sam, right? Like he decimated the franchise. He gave a ton of money to.
So I feel like you stay pretty positive, even though like I know you know that stuff, right? Like,
I stay realistic.
Yeah.
Listen. I might be positive publicly. If you were hanging out in my apartment when the Jets play, I'm a fucking disaster.
That's a good question for you. At what point, I think I know the answer already, but like you're a businessman, entrepreneur and all that, but now you're also just kind of like a influencer star. You know what I mean? It's almost like
more people know who I am.
Right, but you know, I'm saying like when Jim Cramer became like Jim Cramer, the TV guy, and no longer the financial analyst. Like, where are you? Just like I'm trying to put out content versus I'm trying to make money business.
That's a really interesting question. I don't even think in those terms.
Right.
I am just navigating.
It all kind of like works.
I kind of have this big framework of like my ambitions and my selfless agenda. Meaning, I want to buy the New York Jets. I'm a businessman. I'm trying to do shit. Like I'm deep Web3 because I think it's the future. Like I'm putting in the time because that's an opportunity. I run a humongous company with 1,800 employees. I'm trying to build an empire. I have a personality trait that is unusual for an empire building assassin. Which is I'm not tearing down everybody around me. Mm-hmm. I'm not a sharp elbows. I'm a nice guys actually finish first dude.
Right.
And at some point I realized enough people were watching me that I'm like, fuck it. Let me like really teach people that this is possible, that you can be very successful and happy and you don't have to be a dick face. Right. and so what ended up happening was a lot of things happened. Trash talk, my garage sale videos. Mm-hmm. What is that? That is hundreds of people, thousands of people, tens of thousands of people emailing me over a period of time saying, Gary, you keep talking about investing in startups, but I don't have $25,000. In fact, I'm $6,000 in debt and I have $93 in my bank account. What do I do? And you're getting this constantly. And at some point you're sitting on a plane and saying, fuck, I got to do something. Mm-hmm. And I was like, all right, I'm going to show them what I did when I had $93. I garage saled and sold stuff on eBay. Right. And it really, money where your mouth is. Like, yeah. And so so the whole, like everything I do publicly has been really counterpunching a lot of the energy that I've been feeling.
It is, that is I feel like one of your biggest criticisms is almost like, you're not gonna make it, dude. Like, why are you telling these people they're gonna? It's like, well, I'll show you how to actually get there. Yeah, like a tangible way. Yeah, not just be like, follow your dreams. Like, go to a fucking garage sale to make some startup money. Like people that, to your point, people that on social media are like, okay, like razz me and they're like, okay, I'm like, cool, but like, you've decided to look at that video. Did you watch the videos that I put out for an entire 18 months, detailing that TikTok was the next big arbitrage, and if you do this, and if you do that, like I'm very happy that you've selected to clip a couple things to fit your agenda. Right. Everybody, nobody actually watches anybody's full episode or catalog or
by the way, it's why I'm also empathetic to people that think I suck or fuck you, Gary. I'm like,
that's what they say, right?
Because I'm like, I get it.
We always like when people are like, like, do your research. It's like, no, people don't do their research. Yeah. They look at a headline, they look at the video, and they make the decision.
I completely understand why people hate Barstool.
Yeah, I get it. You look
at stuff you've seen.
I would hate too. Yeah, absolutely.
So I'm very empathetic to that. I don't take it personally. It's easier if it was like when it's the company. When you're the human, as you guys know, sometimes it's Barstool, sometimes it's you. When it's you, for me, the big key is not listening in either direction. Meaning, when I talk about like putting your fingers in your ears and like that, go into your own cocoon and do it for yourself, it really, really works against hate. But I'm not saying it for hate. I'm not saying for the haters. I'm actually saying it for the people that tell you you're the GOAT.
Good, yeah.
Because
you got a lot of that too.
I get way more of that.
Yeah. And I heard you described as Joe Rogan for nerds. What do you think of that?
I think that's awesome. I mean, like, look, I think that I get way more love. Yeah. I know because I have the data. But I don't hear that either.
Yeah. Well, that can almost be more dangerous, I feel like sometimes.
Well, this is my point. When you get high in your own supply, you're finished.
But there's got to be that in between. That actually one of my biggest regrets in my career is one of my biggest regrets is, especially because we do comedy, is I'm always I'm way more self-deprecating than I am. I'm never one to be like, we did it or whatever, And I kind of wish I was a little bit more over the last like 15 years because I think people started to kind of reciprocate that vibe. And I'm like, wait a minute, I can say it, not you. Fuck off,
100%. Here's some good news. How old are you?
36, almost 37.
This is perfect. When I was 34 years old, I worked in a liquor store.
Yeah.
Like,
it's
I
weird.
keep trying to remind people, people love, like, listen, one of the fun things, like, my favorite thing right now is these 5 or 6 comedians that fully impersonate me. Shit is so funny.
Yeah.
And they,
you got a lot of,
I got a lot of spiel
things to do.
Yes.
Yeah.
The one guy, when he added I bite my nails. When he added that, I was like, these fuckers are so good.
It's like saying a child who like they know exactly how to
get. And for me, it's like truly like this is where I'm lucky. Like I'm flattered.
Yeah.
Like when they're like making fun, I'm flattered. But what one of their favorite shticks, like the cliche go-to if you're gonna impersonate me is 80-year-old person comes up to me and I'm like, how old are you? 80. You got fucking time. And it's funny. I get it. It makes me laugh. You know what's banana shit though? I believe it so much you couldn't imagine.
Yeah, no,
if you really understood when you said 36 to me, what my brain did, It's so uncomfortably early.
Yeah.
Like,
dude, we're gonna die tomorrow.
I'm halfway done.
I'm
cashing out at
you
70,
might
dude.
die because you're a degenerate, but like most people don't. Most people don't.
Like,
you know,
it is. We were talking about this recently. I was talking about this with someone where it's just like we were just talking about smells and like how like it's so weird that like you'll never experience what it's like for me. Like just like you won't even know what that smells like to me. Like how it's me and my mom because my mom's got like a really like sensitive nose. And I'm like, you walk in, like, I don't smell anything when I walk in a room. And she's like, you don't know how horrible it is when I walk in a room.
Yeah.
And like, you don't know what it's like in my head when I hear that I'm 33. I'm like, that's over, dude. Like, I don't know. I guess I'll ride this out until I die. And that's it, dude. Like, I got nothing else.
Bro, honestly, on some real shit, we're obviously having fun with this. If people understood how much that thing is the thing, like how that fucks up people, like people genuinely
feeling it's too late,
depressed in their 30s and 40s, which is insane. And they're not going to listen to their 60-year-old parent.
Right.
Like you don't listen to your parent ever. And so for me, it's like, you know, it's just something I believe in. I wish people understood it. It goes down to accountability. It goes into like realizing you can shift on a dime. It's like, it's very real. I try to use like The Rock and like Marky Mark and like the Fresh Prince. I try to use like these people that have fully converted. Like all three people I just mentioned, we in America were like, oh, that's Marky Mark.
Yeah.
Like he's got abs and underwear and he's cool. Like he's a rapper. Like, but then he's a Mark Wahlberg, like the real powerhouse. Like, you know, Dwayne The Rock. Like I wish people just knew like shit evolves if you want.
Second act, third act, 10th act.
You really can. You really can.
Right.
Like if you really, and when you said that, like I felt it, to be frank. Like I'm empathetic to like, hey, I can say it, but don't you say it, especially because I've worked my face off for 15 years. And like, it's really fun, Ricky in Ohio, 19 years old, you saying that.
Well,
but like,
we do a lot of like, you know, we're lucky to be here and just fuck around on the mics. This isn't a hard job, blah, blah, blah. But like, it is, you know what I mean? Like we put a lot into it, but then people are just going off of our lead of us being like.
Which is why you could do a little bit of what, like, if you want, and this will help people. If you want, you can use a different social platform to educate a little bit. For example, one of the most remarkable things you two could do is actually put out occasional content of like what you've learned of how to be better at doing this. Like there's a lot of kids 15 that want to be you with all their heart. And like one video of like, hey, I sucked at this and I got better at this and this is why, that just might help somebody.
Right.
You don't want to help anybody.
I don't think I ever got better.
This would be like your greatest challenge. If you did,
I have no problem helping someone.
If you did like entrepreneur therapy sessions, like 6 sessions with him, and try to turn, it's like turn around the Titanic.
I'll tell you why. When you're a Boston fan, no, this is real. This is real. People don't understand this. This is why I'm so worried about it. If you're a 33-year-old Boston fan,
never experienced anything.
No, it's worse. You think you did something.
Yeah, but you're a weak guy.
See, I think that's. I think there certainly is a person.
But I'm like, we suck.
That's the difference.
It's better than that. You know, like that's
like what do you mean when you like I get that as a knock, but like as like a genuine criticism, like I don't think anyone.
No,
there's a handful of people who think definitely, and then their psyche will be shaken.
It's a hair subconscious. You're getting the winner endorphin hit from your family.
I mean, Portnoy for sure thinks he's superior to other people because he's a Boston.
I mean, no, he's always thought that. That's just
Dave.
Yeah,
he's superior
that's just Dave as a person.
What do you think of Portnoy?
I love him.
Yeah.
I think he's very underrated.
Underrated, overrated, Portnoy.
Yeah, I think he's underrated. I think much. By the way, all of us, me, you two, him, it's all the same game. Like people decide something without really peeling back the onion.
Right. Oh yeah, I mean,
like building something. Like Portnoy built a media company in the most contemporary way. That will always resonate with somebody like me. That is my overall thesis of business.
What would be your number one critique of Barstool or Dave, I guess, but us as a whole?
You know what's funny, and like I'm not trying to be overly nice. It's just not something I pay attention. Like I don't have a great answer. Like I don't know. Like if I could see your P&L,
well, sure,
I could be like, you overspend on X, or you.
Oh yeah, you probably see a lot of that.
You know, like
bagels.
You know, but like for all the public. Look, in a political climate that we're in now, anything like this is going to feel too male. To the macro world. But that I think is unfair because I think there's plenty of things that are too female. And people talk about that. And I think that's unfair. Like to me, the criticism would come from missed opportunity not from what you've actually executed.
Right.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely.
Like
sure.
the things that I've done wrong predominantly have been where I missed an opportunity. Not because when you have a level of that success, like was the sale that you guys did, was that the right exit strategy? Was there categories you missed? Were you too slow to TikTok? I'll give you one. Ready? If you're like, no, Gary, let's go deeper on this. Don't give us a bullshit answer. We're going to give you the P&L. Do you know the first place I would go? I would look at your merchandise business. Here's why. I think you guys and gals do merch so much better than every other media company.
We do, yeah.
So it doesn't seem like the obvious place I would go. But my point of view is you might not be maximizing it to the highest degree. If there's more merch to come. Well, I can tell you that you can definitely do more, like just back to like not fully looking, but like you guys aren't doing all the best practices on getting like your influencer merch strategy should be way stronger. Like you should have every single piece of merch you do, 4,000 TikTok long tail influencers should be rocking them.
Just spread it
you
out
don't
to
do that.
everybody.
You don't do that.
Yeah.
So like that's where that's what I get nerded about. Not like he shouldn't have said that.
Right.
Or like that. Like that's
actual
just dumb shit. Yeah.
What about my favorite Garyvee moment ever? The shoot your family in the face.
Dude, honestly, like back to like the way media works.
So earnestly.
Because I believe in it. Unfortunately, this is where TikTok can really fuck you.
Spent 18 months blasting out how to fucking screw myself.
I'm like, Dustin's here. I'm like, Dust, we might have to rethink our TikTok strategy because the way you could, me stitched out of context is dangerous.
Dude. It's gold, but then you should stitch their stitches and go right back at it. It's amazing.
100%.
Shoot them.
Look,
so
I think that it's very easy to take things out of context. I believe that if you think about, I believe that the world is not grateful. And I think that the world needs a lot more gratitude. And I think for me, when I think about things, when I'm upset about dumb shit, if I think about somebody had something horrible happen today, I actually, on a much more somber note, we had a very, very, very tragic event happen at Vayner last week. We lost an employee to a horrific situation. That's all I am willing to share. It sucks. Look, even just saying it takes the air out of this room. It's real life. Like real shit happens.
Right.
Like somebody just now lost a child at birth. Like life happens.
Right.
And like when you do what I just did, it sucks the room out of a fun moment. Not fun. But if you're having a really bad day around dumb shit, like, I didn't go viral on social media this month, or my coffee's cold, or like the subway sucks, or like my bus is late, or like I like dumb shit that everybody complains about. If you go to that extreme place of like, but this could have happened, I actually do think it helps people with perspective.
Sure.
People aren't good at the easy way. Like I'm giving them the extreme, like think about like something tragic. Right. And I understand that people are like, what the fuck is the matter with you? But I'll tell you what's the matter with me. When I tell you to be grateful for what you have, everyone's like, on to the next thing. Like people don't do well. They don't like, they're like, people take everything for granted. Everything. 850 million people on Earth don't have access to clean water. We have fucking 7 fucking bottles of body armor shit. Shout out body armor. We have 700 fucking bottles of body armor in here. Like on the shelf, half drank. 850 million people on Earth don't have access to clean water. The fuck are you complaining about? I believe in that shit. And that's what makes me happy. That's what doesn't allow me to burn out. It's real for me. And like, I'll let people meme me, mock me, make fun of me in perpetuity. I'm going to pump this shit until my last breath. I have 2 agendas. Get people to figure out how fucking lucky we are and win a fucking Super Bowl.
And win a goddamn Super Bowl.
Super Bowl. I'm really excited about the Jets, brother. But I can get really unexcited fast. Let me explain how. Everything is this offseason.
Yeah.
Everything.
Yeah. Everybody's got to take a step forward. Everybody's like money has to fall into place. The draft.
Becton has to come back and be him.
That's what's crazy though. Everything has to click. Like
but that's all football. Like
I'm not saying the Jets. Like that's football in general. It's just like one thing goes wrong and it's like you're not.
If the Rams don't pick up,
with the way
if the Browns don't cut OBJ, I don't think the Rams win a Super Bowl.
It's like everything.
Yeah.
Right?
Everything
like,
down
we're
to
talking real football now, right? Like the Browns cut
those first
OBJ.
couple plays in the Super Bowl, right?
Yeah, just like
that alone.
What about the impact once Woods got hurt on the season? Who knows where the Rams finish the season? Look what happened to the Cardinals. Cardinals were better than the Rams, in my opinion, at 3/4 of the way, halfway through the season. What happens to them? Hopkins gets hurt late. Season's over.
Done.
What happens to the Rams? Woods gets hurt. That would have been a real problem. The way Cup would have been covered after that if they didn't have an alternative. But OBJ slides in. He's his best self. And fucking here we are.
Yeah. And then you look at the butterfly effect is crazy. Because then you talk Stafford, then Stafford's probably a bad move because you lost picks until 2027 for leaving another pick or something like that.
I mean, think about the Bengals. If you're a Bengals fan right now, you're fucking chilling in the cut. You're like Jamar Chase,
we got
fucking Higgins, Burrow. You're set. By the way, Dan Marino made the Super Bowl in his second, I think, or first year.
Yeah, never again.
I thought, I'm older than you. I'm like, he's
gonna win 5.
This fucker's gonna win 7. This sucks. He's in our division.
Never again.
Maybe never again.
Right.
I look at the Chiefs. Look at the Bills. Right. Look at the Chiefs.
Dude, the AFC right now, someone's going to be getting shut out in the next few years.
Well, this is the biggest problem we have.
I know. You got to go through a
Here are the following
gauntlet.
Here are the following quarterbacks that are under 27 years old in the AFC. Lamar Jackson, Josh Allen.
Yeah, he's like the worst.
Justin Herbert.
Yeah.
Joe Burrow.
That's bad.
Patrick Mahomes.
It's bad.
I mean, this is
chilling in the NFC right now.
But by the way, like there's a hair of optimism on Mac from Patriot fans. I mean, I still think
particularly in the locker room. That's what I've said is that the most important thing for me is the guys in the locker room are like, he's the guy. Yeah. So if they believe in it, then my ability to evaluate a quarterback is very low.
But the Patriots were a sneaky 10-8. When it's all said and done, they were 10-8. And go through on the next show, can you go through with him the 10 wins? Because there's only 2 even decent ones. The other 8 are straight garbage. And so let's not get too excited about
there was a 7-win streak that was legit, mostly destroyed teams.
That's right.
They were very
by the way,
injured.
the Chargers win.
It sold us though.
The Chargers win was very impressive. The Titans win was impressive. Those are impressive wins.
Yeah.
But the Chargers didn't make the playoffs, and the Titans lost immediately.
Were very hurt.
So
they were very hurt.
So real quick, I gotta leave with this.
We destroyed the Browns.
I have to go.
That was a big win.
Right, who also didn't make the playoffs. But it looked all those.
It was we just kicked the Browns' ass. Hell yeah.
It looked good at the time.
We were down bad.
But you also annihilated the Jets the second time. You annihilated Jacksonville, annihilated 50 spots. We need to talk about this before I leave.
Yeah.
Bill Belichick. I think the 3 of us have to get together in 4 years. Please, straight men, people that know how to do shit, get us locked in. I want to talk about this. What happens if the Patriots win 0 playoff games the next 4 years? I'm just curious because I succumbed after the Matt Castle year.
Yeah.
The 11-5. I'm like, this is the best coach. Yeah. Belichick's best coach. This sucks. Right. And they won a ton after that. Best coach. For Tom Brady to go to Tampa and win a Super Bowl, also then make a playoff run with a win. Then they obviously lost to the people that won the Super Bowl.
While injured, Jim.
And for Belichick to have many seasons without Brady now, 5, where he's only won 1 playoff game. If the Patriots go the next 4 seasons and win no playoff games, I believe that the narrative on Belichick's career could get very weird.
I think it could. I agree with that. And I was always
retire if I was him.
Because
be done with this and not
he's
deal with that shit.
But he knows he's a great coach because he is defensive coordinator. He is.
But the legacy and the
but look,
narrative.
Let's call a spade a spade.
For sure.
If they don't win a playoff game in the next 4 years, it's going to get loud.
It will get very
people
weird.
like us.
I'm going to be
screaming it.
I'm going to convert my entire media empire to one subject.
I think it'll happen in New England too because the media is so a little, doesn't love Bill. And then there are fans who are diehard Brady guys.
Oh, yeah.
And so like I've always been more, it's Brady more than Belichick. Whereas Dave's it was more Belichick than Brady. And now that it was always fun because who cared? It didn't matter because we're both on the same team. Who gives a shit who it is? Now that it's separate, now that there are, diverting beliefs in it, then I think it will get pretty loud, whether he was actually a good quarterback or whether he just got really lucky.
Let's hope
good coach.
we're doing this. Let's hope we're doing that
Please,
conversation
God.
in 4 years.
All those young quarterbacks that are going to keep us out of the playoffs might still make me happy if they can pull off what I just said. I got to get out of here. Boys, great to see you. Continued success.
You bet.
All right, we got the KFC Radio Blade bet for the month of March, meaning whoever loses this bet, they have to shave their face completely clean with a razor and shaving cream, something neither of us have done since we learned that we got a fat face. So
it's probably been over a decade.
I have not put a blade to my face in at least 10 years. So it's based on KFC Radio YouTube subscribers. 1 week I push the channel, the next week he pushes it, back and forth, so on for the month, and whichever person is responsible for the most subscribers is safe. Whoever gets the least subscribers has to shave their face clean. So, go subscribe now because it's my week.
Yeah, don't do
that. And then next week don't listen to him. And then after that, tell your friends when it's my week again. So I want you to subscribe every other week and tell your friends every other week. Otherwise, be quiet about KFC Radio. This is almost, I'm starting to realize, kind of backfiring a little bit because I want all the subscribers possible, but also at certain times I want you to stop. It's a whole thing. But go right now. Subscribe to KFC Radio on YouTube.